Hello there, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kanye. Um, to those who have not subscribed yet, please do so. It is absolutely free to subscribe. It will help you to notify when there's a new video coming. Please like and share the page. For the new ones, welcome home. Okay, I'll talk about the journey of finding out my father and his family. Okay, while I was in Joburg for the second time unannounced, I demanded to Mamzo to know my father because I felt like this is too much for her. And if it's too much for her, at least she should get help. She was not alone when she was making me. So I believe that she really should have help. So I was like, one of my other demands besides the money was my father. And the response that I got was, you came all the way from Eastern Cape and looking for the ghost, a dead man. Yes, that's how I first received the news that my father is no more. Okay, first shock, but I was like, it's fine. Even if he's dead, he was not born alone. He might have parents, he might have siblings. I want to know my family. I want to know my roots more than anything. So he told me that your bloodline look like it's weak because your father doesn't have parents. Both his parents died, and there were three siblings, and your father is dead, and the other sibling and one of his sisters is dead. So there's only one surviving sister. So if you don't rush, you might not even find her. She might have been dead because it looks like they they don't have a strong blood, or they are not strong to survive in this earth for a long time. Ah, that was hurtful, and that gave me a drive to look for my family before they extinct according to her. That's the honest truth. I'm not exaggerating anything. That's how she gave me the news of my father and his family. So she told me that my father is Mawandenabe, or was Mawandenabe, and her only surviving sister, her only surviving sister was a sister, a nurse in the provincial hospital in Fort Beaufort. She didn't even know the name of the sister, but she knows that she was a nurse in provincial hospital. So that's the only information I had. So I went back home to Eastern Cape. I told my husband, which was then my boyfriend, that this is the information that I got, and he was very willing to help me. Luckily, or fortunate enough for me, my husband was working at Fort Beaufort. So he physically went to the hospital to inquire about Sister Nabe. They told him that there were two Sister Nabes there. Or the other thing was that my father was from Mukwebe village in Fort Beaufort. So at least he's got some, uh, some info towards looking for this Sister Nabe. So at the hospital, they told him that there were two Sister Nabes here, and they were both from Mukwebe, Lamieni village, something like that. So, all right. But they told him that the other one is Mrs. Nabe and the other one is Miss Nabe. So Mrs. Nabe means she is married to Nabe. She is not Nabe by birth. So we go for the one who was Miss Nabe. So he got the information where to get the taxis, where to get off, and the house, and all that. So this other Saturday, I went there. I took the taxi. I get off where I was supposed to get off. I saw the house. When you get off at the stop there, you will see the house as it was explained. So I saw the house and I went in there. I find the lady staying alone, or she was alone at that time. So I get in, she welcomed me. One thing I noticed about my father's family, they are talkative. They can talk. That woman talked without knowing me, but it made me feel at ease because the welcoming and the relaxation before I could share my news, it made things easier for me. So she was talking, I can't even remember what she was talking about. She was talking about a lot of things. Just imagine, I'm just a kid, a child, and I was so thin then. So, but she didn't mind. She was just talking as if she knew that I was coming, as if she was aware. I really don't know what was going on. However, she was cooking, keep on checking her pots. She dished up, we ate and all that. After I finished eating, then she asked me, by the way, what's your name? What can I do for you? Just imagine, it was almost 2 hours being there. And only now she's asking what she can do for me. Why am I there? And then I started crying. I didn't even know where to start. She went to her room. She bring the box of tissues. I was crying. Eventually, I told her that I'm looking for Mawande Nabe. I was looking for my father, and I was told that he's Mawande Nabe, and you are the only surviving sister, and all that. So I told her that I was told my father is Mawande Nabe, and he's got only one sister, surviving sister. So I don't know if that is you. My name is so and so from Alice. My mother was so and so, and she just kept quiet and went to her room. She came back with the album and she showed me my father. Said, "This is your father." All the pictures. It was, you know. And then she started to tell me that I look like her other sister, Buiselwa and Lubikazi and so and so. Apparently, my grandfather, okay, yes, my grandfather, my father's father, was married to my father's mother. The language. Yes. So they had 3 children, which is this aunt, Sister Nabe, the other aunt who passed on, and my father. My father was the last born. And then their mother passed away while they were still young. My father was still few months younger, or I can't remember whether 3 years or something, but he was the youngest, but he was still young. So my grandfather took a second wife. From the second wife, they've got other kids, about 8 or something. So hence, this one is saying, I look like so and so, which is her other sister from the new wife. So yes, I was happy that, wow, the family is big than what it has been explained to me that you are the only one left and all that. So she said, let's go home to where my grandmother is, the surviving grandmother, the second wife. So we went there. Ah, I I arrived to the people who are so welcoming, so much love, and so forth. So she explained to them what is happening, and they were all excited. And they even saw, they said, "Ah, you look like so and so. Ah, even so and so. Yeah, we're so happy to see you." Shame, it's a warm family. It's a loving family. So, and then I had to go back home. So the plan now was for them to come and see me from my home. Bear in mind, my grandfather has passed on 97. So we only have a grandmother now. My grandmother is so protective. I think every grandmother is protective about the kids, and you raise them and all that, and all of a sudden they want their fathers. So I understood her very well. So she was not aware about all this. So I told them that my grandmother doesn't know about this and she won't be happy when she find out. So please, when you come to see me, you must come up with the perfect plan. You must not put me under the bus. So they promised that they will come and see me in 2 weeks' time or whatever. But we exchanged numbers, and then they called me when they're about to come. I had to tell them where to get off and all that. So they came with lots of things like the meat, the veggies, the fruit, and all that and all that. And then the story was that they have to cook the story on their side so that I'll be on the safer side from my grandmother. So they told her that their aunt from Port Alfred told them that my father had a child in Alice, in this surname of mine, and so forth. And she's worried that she's getting old and she will die without telling them or without them knowing me and all that. So they just came to find out if that is true. And my grandmother now had no choice but to accept that, yes, that is true. That child is this one and all that. So they called me and said, yeah, here is your father's family and all that. It was not an easy thing for my grandmother to do, but she welcomed them. And I think the spirit and the spirit they came with, it was calm and welcoming and overwhelming. Hence, she could not chase them away. My grandmother is that type of person. If she's not pleased with you, she will chase you away. So she did not chase them away. She just welcomed them. And that was it. Now I had a family. Now I had people to cry on and all that. And to be honest, I didn't have lots of things. Just imagine my bedding has been taken by the person who gave it to me, and all other things. I didn't have the iron and the kettle by then. So my aunts, they were working together. One will buy me the kettle and the iron. The other one will buy me bedding. And I started to feel like a student. At least my room looked much better than before, like other kids. And, they will buy me clothes. They will give me money. They were there for me. They were really there for me. They were supporting each and every one. It was not a one-person burden. It was a teamwork, the way I wanted, the way I imagined. So I was so happy. my my school life became better and things became better. I would have money for bread. I would have money for making copies. I would, the suffering became easier, and things were better on my side. So I'm so grateful to them. Up until today, uh, they are still my aunt. I love them so much. Uh, and I've managed to meet my other siblings from my father. We are still together. We are still loving each other. And I've got sisters. I've got brothers. Uh, it's such a good thing, and I'm grateful that at least me forcing to know them so that it can ease the burden from my mother's side. It was really like that. I'm grateful that I forced for it so that I could have a better life. And really, my life was better. That's it for now. Stay tuned. We'll chat again. Thank you so much.